Good afternoon. I am the director of the Telecommunications Department, and we've been working on the radio system since 1989. I started as a radio technician, and the first day we were putting the very first section of tower up on our first 800 megahertz tower. I was promoted to deputy director after that, and then later director. I've been the director for 6 years now. I'd like to talk a little bit about the history of where we are and how we got here. And I'm a technical guy, so please bear with me. Prior to 1989, law enforcement was on 39 megahertz, fire department was on 45 in the south, and the northern fire departments were on 150. And those don't mix. You can't talk to one another on those different frequencies. So in 1989, the Warren County Board of Commissioners really pioneered interoperability. That's one of our buzzwords, the ability of everybody to talk to everybody else, by purchasing the first original analog trunks radio system that we have. The goal was to make the sheriff's office, police, and fire able to talk with each other in the county. And in 1990, we achieved that. We were able to communicate both north and south with fire, the sheriff's office, and law enforcement. In order to help the local public safety, the Warren County Commissioners have always provided the mobile and portable radios. We've got some examples on the table. The left are the oldest when we first started the system, and the ones on the right are the ones that we use today. They established my department, telecommunications, and we offer many benefits to the agencies. We support the sheriff's office, police, fire, public works, public service, courts, probation, transit, and so on. Some of the things that we do, we're a one-stop shop for the agencies. We also help build and maintain the radio system, program and repair the radios. We minimize the number of types of radios on the system so that we have minimal spare parts and spare accessories, so we don't have to stock a lot of variations. We buy batteries at bulk and pass the savings along to the agencies. We're able to fix minor problems in-house and avoid the vendor's high flat rate repair costs. We're also stock spare equipment, so if we get a fire engine that's out of service, and those are very expensive, you want to keep those in service as much as possible, we're able to provide a spare radio and get them back on the air right away. Early in the life of the system, the number of users that could talk at one time was limited, and we rarely allowed any outside agencies on the system to protect that so that our users had the first choice to get on the air. As we added more capacity, we expanded the users that were allowed on the system. Westchester and Butler County was one of the first, and then Montgomery County we allowed to share the system. Sometime in the middle of the life of the system, we began to realize that we were really hurting ourselves by not sharing the system. The very people that were coming to help us put out fires, rescue people, take EMS calls, mutual aid from the other counties, it was silly not to grant them access to our communication system so that we could talk to them and maximize those resources. So they were coming to help us, and we learned that sharing is a good thing, and so that's where we are now sharing with everybody. Once we realized this, we extended our access to Hamilton, Claremont, and all of Butler County, and today we would not refuse any reasonable access request for access for the system. In 2006, when I transitioned to the director, I knew that we would someday be upgrading the system and replacing it. We had two choices. We could, just kind of wait and replace the system all at once, or, try to plan for that and minimize the impact. Obviously, we opted to plan and prepare. We did so by securing grants to help us add digital to radios that were capable of being digital. We used grants to purchase new equipment, and we also swapped out very old radios for new digital radios in a deal we made with Nextel called rebanding. Overall, we saved nearly $9 million off the bid price of the system by having these radios transitioned into place before we went to bid on the system. Over the past 6 years, we've been preparing our tower sites, replacing generators, microwave systems, getting the towers ready for the transition to the system. We believe we saved another $4 to $6 million by doing so. All this pre-planning made the purchase of the system, which we estimate if we'd have turnkeyed everything and let a vendor come in and do the generators, do the towers, do the microwave, would have probably cost $25 million to have it done in one shot. And I'm pretty sure if I'd have come to the commissioners and asked for $25 million, we wouldn't be here today. So we were happy to be able to get it down to 9 where we could proceed. So here we are in 2012, and our original radio system is now 23 years old. It does need to be replaced. We're ready to take the next steps and operate statewide. So just like we shared with our local neighbors, we're ready to open it up and share with the state and move into the future. Interoperability, the way we do it today, which is we have everybody's radio system that surrounds us. We have Montgomery County, Claremont County, Hamilton County. All those systems are programmed into our radios. It takes hours for the technicians to program all those systems into the radios. A firefighter that's going, let's say, into Butler County has to switch through over 26 zones or banks of channels in a radio of 16 channels each. So there's 416 possible channels that the firefighter needs to be on the right one when he gets to the fire. We don't want them thinking about that. We want them to think about the fire and what they're going to be doing when they get there. So by partnering with MARCS, we're able to reduce those number of zones. The number of other counties that partner with MARCS and do the same, we'll be able to take those systems out of our radio and continue to reduce that. So it'll make the radio much more user-friendly for the agencies. And this is a rare opportunity. We're getting more for less, and how often does that happen? We're getting more capabilities, more interoperability. We'll be able to communicate with more people with less complexity, all for less money. It's only going to happen with partnerships like this with MARCS. Warren County purchased a complete standalone radio system. With this partnership, we're going to delete that master computer, and essentially we're going to plug our cable into the MARCS controller. Instead of having our own controller, we're going to plug in. We're going to save $1 million right off the top. So that's exciting, and we'll save $200,000 a year on maintenance on a master controller that we don't have to maintain. When the state was looking to build the original MARCS system, they looked at our towers to see if we could share them. Unfortunately, we didn't have any towers where they needed them, so they built 2 towers in Warren County to cover their primary areas. Now that we're partnering with them, those 2 towers, along with 5 of their frequencies, are going to be incorporated into the Warren County system. The good thing is their towers complement our system because they were built where we didn't have towers, and so they increase our coverage and make it better for our users. And then the state has 2 towers in the county, and with partnering with Warren County, they'll be able to use all 9 of our towers then. We'll have 7 of ours, 2 of theirs, so there'll be 9 towers, so they're going to enjoy much better coverage than they have today. And they won't have to maintain those towers. We're going to maintain the 2 towers that we're getting from them. There are a lot of challenges we have to pull this off. It's not going to be an easy task. But anything great ever is. It's going to be work, and we're going to make it great. One of the things I ask about projects before we decide is a simple test. Is this good for Warren County? Yes. Is this good for the state? Yes. Is it good for public safety? Yes. And lastly, is it great for the taxpayers? Absolutely yes. So the partnership with MARCS and the Ohio Department of Administrative Services passes this test, and I'm very excited to be a part of it. We'll answer any questions about the technical stuff. I know you're just dying to ask technical questions about the system, so I'll be in the back if anybody has those. I'd like to introduce Daryl Anderson, the program manager at MARCS. And MARCS is multi-agency radio communications system. I think that, I don't know that that's come out. It's my belief that Daryl's leadership in the MARCS program is why MARCS is a success story that it is today. So, thank you.